Teman-teman, kita masih akan mengulas produk-produk Teltonika dan kali ini kita akan mengulas soal switch ya. Dan masih sama saya masih ada Ilfat, Head of Sales Teltonika Indonesia. So, Ilfat, what is this product now?
In our table there's two switch, 8 ports and 5 ports switch.
Yeah.
Both of them the PoE switch.
Okay.
So we can provide the power through PoE. Maximum is 30 watts for one port.
Okay.
And this device can work with from 7 volts until 57 volts. But if we want to use PoE, then it should be from 44 to 57 volts.
Oke. Jadi sebagai switch biasa, as regular switch, it can work with 7 volts.
Yep.
And until 57.
Yep.
But if we want to use the PoE capability,
yep, from 44.
Yeah, we need a 44 volts power adapter.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So what is the special about this switch?
Yeah. So we have our world. We have a simple switch and industrial switch.
Yeah.
Basically, they can provide the same functionality because it's a very simple device. But Teltonika switch, it's if we're talking about the more industrial, more reliable. So, for example, in a factory, even very important production, you cannot put the simple switch.
Okay.
Better to use industrial one. If we're talking about our switches, usually we're not providing power supply unit, so it's not in standard package, because it depends how many watts you want to provide. So we have a few options for power supply, and usually partners, system integrators, they deciding which one power supplies they need.
It depends on the equipment we want to put on the PoE. Right?
Yes, how many watts we should provide.
Yeah.
The maximum power supply we have to 40 or to 50 watts. It's for a 8-port switch, and also in this 8-port switch we have 2 SFP ports.
Okay, so it can take fiber optic also.
Yeah, if we're talking like the popular use case, it's some malls, shopping malls, and if you need to make a connectivity for video cameras in all malls, usually people using the switch with SFP ports, because if we connect the Ethernet one, it's a maximum distance, it's 100 meters, something like that. With SFP ports, it can be much more far.
Okay, so it will be very good to handle like the CCTV, when it needs a PoE.
Yes. Also, no issues about the PoE video camera. It's easy, but also everywhere where we can use the switch to make more ports. It's in a simple way. You can use the Teltonika switch.
Yeah, because it can supply PoE out with the standard AF80, right?
Yep.
So almost all the PoE equipment can be supplied from this switch.
Yep.
Okay. So this switch also industrial switch, right?
Yes, industrial grade.
So it will have aluminum case and also the components will
aluminum case and components, yes. But important thing that you should know about the Teltonika, if we're talking about the protection, it's IP30.
IP30, okay.
Yeah. So it cannot be in like a wet, like with water, cannot survive. You should remember
it's not
about
an outdoor and under rain.
Yeah, it should be in a box. Usually they have a box with DIN rails, and all our switches already include DIN rail here, and you can just mount it in a box. And also about the Teltonika, we have a few lines. Like not few, many lines, and basically it's not only for design, it's also for DIN rails. And if you're using the gateway or router, you can use these lines for the DIN rail. You also have an option to mount in here. In Bahasa, you have a baut.
Baut.
Yeah, you're using 2 baut in any line, so you can install device like this, like this, like this, doesn't matter how. And any our device, not only switches. But switches already in a standard package have a DIN rail mounting.
Okay. So, which industry usually use this type of switches?
Basically, it can be used everywhere. If the end user wanna make reliable connectivity. They just deciding to use more industrial, like we mentioned that casing is better, can survive with the temperature, so better to use industrial one. And can be everywhere, but most popular it's in some factories.
Okay.
Some like SMT lines, anything like where you need more ports. But as I said, it's everywhere, can be everywhere. And we also have an option for not PoE switch, so it looks similar. Usually we have all our switches, it's gigabit ports, Ethernet ports, but we also have a 100 megabit if it's need to make cheaper, or automotive switch we have for cars, for trucks, for buses, and etc. And if you don't need PoE, we also have a same device with 2 SFP ports and 8 not PoE ports for RJ45.
It's just a switch, yeah?
Yeah, just a simple switch. Unmanaged simple switch, yeah.
Okay, then. I believe a lot of like factory where people use a lot of machine, harsh temperature, need this kind of switch, yeah, because we cannot use just a regular home switch.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so any plan to make more manageable switch?
We're planning.
Okay.
I cannot promise you.
Okay.
Probably when this video will happen, maybe it will be already produced. But yes, we Teltonik, like it's fast-growing company. We producing like 5 years ago we don't have any switch. Now we have a switch line.
Yeah.
So in the near future we're planning to produce managed switch, 8 ports and maybe more.
Okay, great. So this is just the beginning, I think.
Yeah,
I believe just the beginning.
But currently we already have a 7 switch, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So I think for the next we can wait for the manageable switch. We hope so, because a lot of application in the market needs also the manageable switch, PoE, durable switch.
Yeah, be patient.
Oke, then teman-teman, ini tadi soal switch-nya Teltonika, memang very unique switch, because this is more for industrial. That's the key, I think. Dan bisa bekerja dalam rentang voltage yang cukup lebar, kemudian juga temperature, I believe temperature yang cukup lebar, sehingga teman-teman bisa menggunakan switch ini di tempat yang switch yang kelas rumahan tidak bisa. The home switch cannot work, this can work. Ya, gitu. Dan kami masih akan ada video lain yang membahas soal produk-produk Teltonika dan juga software di mana kita nanti bisa melakukan remote dan juga manajemen untuk produk-produk Teltonika. Sampai jumpa di video selanjutnya.